retaliation. It stops that cycle from going on, removing individuals that oftentimes don't cooperate as much as families who've lost a loved one in a homicide. And those acts of intervention, those acts of prevention, those acts of stopping retaliation. And when I talk to Adrian and Devon and Troy and Chanel, those types of things, I think Jerry was here, when we see those, that's important, that we stop that before it continues that cycle of violence. So then I want to just focus on our summer and what we've done the summer months. So we're looking at May, June, July, and August. So tonight, Friday night, I'll be at the Friday Night Nets. That's a big thing that we enjoy going to. I see Chief Rogers and a lot of the firemen are there, Dave, right? And I see the firemen and police sometimes out there playing basketball, and I pray that they don't hurt themselves, right? But interacting with kids, the counselors are there, and I will tell you, there's a lot more going on in that basketball court than just basketball. Just let that sink in. So that's also our same time frame that we have our partnership with the state police. And they're here today, and I just want to thank the leadership and you guys for day in and day out what you do. They've been vetted with our organization, May, June, July, and August in a true partnership. So I want to just highlight some of the numbers and some of the results we're seeing. 2 years ago, in homicides in our summer, we had 15. Last summer, in the 4-month period, we had 7. This summer, we have 4. 4 too many, but we have 4, and I'm looking at those trends. When we look at the same thing for non-fatal shootings, 2 years ago we were at 36 when you look at shootings without a death associated. Last year it was 27 in the summer. And if I'm correct, Dave, that was our first year of Friday night basketball and different things that we're doing in our community. And then 18 non-fatal shootings this summer. And I say all that, when you put those numbers together, it's 51, 34, and 22 for gun violent incidents over our summer months. That trend is impressive to me. And Jan, I don't want to leave out city security and what you're doing. You're up there at every night at Friday Night Nets. I'm passing you either at Denby or down at Achievable Dreams. And I just appreciate the work that your security staff does, the collaboration we have together. It means a lot. I know when Alan and Bo talked to me about our city management side, like, hey, I appreciate the relationship we have. And not just there, but other parts of the city. So then when I take a look at total crime over the summer, the last couple of years, 2 years ago we had about 1,800 crimes. Last year was about the same roughly. But this summer, in the same time frame, we've had about 1,600 reported incidents. That's about 250 crimes less reports that we've taken. So how do we get there? I know we get asked that question a lot. We sit in the rooms upstairs and talk about how do we achieve that? I'm not going to go through all of these, but some of them we've talked about. It's focusing on violent offenders. There's a small population that create the majority of violence in our city. And sometimes it's those neighborhoods that face challenges that are taken advantage of by individuals that aren't even from Newport News, that come from different jurisdictions. It's our real-time crime center and technology that we have. That helps us in our partnership with the Commonwealth Attorney. Judges want to see that evidence, like the videos, the still photos, the recordings. The jurors want to see that. How does that play out? And can create a timeline and show me GPS data where individuals are at. That's about keeping our community safe and making sure that our officers are safe when they respond to calls for service. What are they walking into? Much better than the days when I started, you were moving the curtain of the van with the binoculars out to see what's actually going on a street corner. That technology does not just happen. There's a cost to that. And working with our city administration, our budget and finance, our elected officials, our mayor, what do you need? How would you use this, right? Those conversations drive us. We were just in Atlanta looking at new technology. I was in a chief's meeting with Chief Creswell across the water with the regional chiefs, and we were talking about what's new training, what's new technology that's out there. We talked about our Bold Blue Line initiative with the state police, the partnership that we have there. But training and community outreach is also just as vital. How do we do better? There's a group of young people here today that some are in high school and some in that first year of college. They came back to sit with us today and be here, and I appreciate you guys. The conversations we have with you, you look at things differently than we do. Not besides all the social media stuff that you know that I can't follow and keep up with. But we learn as much from you as you do from us. And I appreciate those real life conversations that we have when we sit in a room. I think Samaya sat in a room and was chimed in on a phone call the other day about what would youth like to do in our city? I don't know that we pay enough attention to some of those conversations. The youth are our future. That's important. I would also talk about training. We just purchased a new simulator that talks about how officers can de-escalate tensile situations. We're getting ready to open that up to the community, right? We're going to work with our recruits and our officers, but also community members. Now, I know the vice president of the NAACP is here today, but the president, Ms. Brooks, was in that training simulator just 2 days ago. And she's supposed to be there an hour and a half. I think that, doing the Charlie's Angels, she was in there about 3 hours, right? So why would we do that, right? Is to show what officers, what it feels like in some of those stressful situations, to make critical decisions, how to de-escalate. And that simulator that took 2 grants to get is a game changer for us. It's how we work in our communities. Can we imagine, we talk about issues with homelessness or mental illness. Wesley, the partnership we have with the fire department and the CARES team, right, that's huge for us. Officers are responding to mental illness calls and how we're trained to address that and how do we continue to do that better and pushing it from the top to the bottom of this organization. Community partnerships, we've hit on a lot of that by just you being here today. And of course, the city initiatives. That it's an ecosystem of strategies in our city focusing on crime reduction. How do we do it collectively together? The mayor made it very clear that it's not just going to be a police issue. My partnerships with the fire department, city security, our CARES teams, the Boys and Girls Clubs, the stuff we do with public schools. I got ahead of myself. There's just a snapshot of thumbnails. Our Office of Community Safety, understanding what some of the driving issues are in the community, Sunithya, that we may not look at, having those conversations. I think that's important. Our partnership with the Commonwealth Attorney, we talked about youth. And I don't know if Jared Grimes is in the room today, but Jared sits over Juvenile Services. And we had a conversation, I was sitting by Ms. Bluntmore, and Jared and I were talking. He's like, Chief, how do you think we get here? And he said, my opinion, Chief, is that we stay consistent. That we don't take our foot off the gas. We keep moving forward. That we're consistent, that we're consistent, that we're consistent. And I think those things have made us better. I think those things have helped to achieve these reductions. I'm going to get out of the way and turn it back over to the mayor, but I don't, it's like a big puzzle, and I think every member in this room plays a role and plays a piece. And I appreciate that. That matters to me. All of us play a piece, and reducing violence in our city is all of us. And I was looking forward to this press conference today, this conversation, because this is good news in our city. This is good news. And I'm going to ask you the last thing is the men and women in the back of the room that wear this uniform, our state, federal partners, but for the officers here. I am thankful for the work and dedication that you guys do day in and day out. I'm telling you, the mayor calls me and says, hey, who made that arrest? Who was that officer at that scene? Tell them I said thank you. That matters. Those things, it does not go unnoticed here. Our partners with the state, I was riding down the elevator with my friend Mike Coker from DCJS, and we were just talking about how we do this together and how do we become better and what should become the standard in training across our state. But I want to thank the men and women who do this job, put that uniform on day in and day out, the dispatchers and the officers who work around the clock. What you do matters and makes a difference in this city. Mayor.
Thanks. Thanks, Chief. And can I have the city manager come on to represent city? Chief, we need you still back here. So we've heard a lot of positive, yeah, Alan, we need you too. I just want to say thank you to Chief. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you to all the deputies. Thank you for all that you do. As you've heard from Chief, year to date, homicides have not increased, non-fatal shootings are down, and overall gun violence has decreased in the city of Newport News. When we look at the summer months, May, June, and July, this news is even better. Homicides and gun violence have decreased compared to the same period last year, thanks in large part to what I believe is our youth engagement efforts. Total crime is down 13%. So as we've already said, these are more than just numbers, and when I look at our youth, I see the future of our city. So as Chief already said, just thank you all for being here. As we talk about our closure numbers, for victims of crimes and their families, it means answers. It's closure and the reassurance that their community stands with them seeking justice. These results are no accident. They are the product of sustained investment and strong partnerships. I've often spoken about what it means to have, as a leader, whether it's elected, non-elected, appointed, the moral obligation. And I would encourage everyone that the moral obligation of a leader is to ensure that everyone in your community feels safe, that we have the highest quality of life. And what I would say is the results that we just reviewed reflect the unwavering dedication of Chief Drew and the women and men who serve our community. I wanted our city manager to come up because we have a lot of what I call initiatives that I believe have led us to this. The first has been the Newport News Youth Thrive initiative, a citywide commitment to giving every young person the tools, the opportunities, and support they need to succeed. I can remember after we had the spike in homicides in 2023, I called our city manager and said, we need to figure out a way to lower this together. And for that, it's programming. So our Thrive program is not just an initiative, it's a promise. It's how we combat youth violence before it starts, how we promote inclusion and build resilience, strengthening not just the physical and mental well-being of our young people, but also their sense of belonging in this community. Additionally, we have invested approximately $1.3 million each year for the past 3 years in organizations dedicating to reducing gun violence. I know we've already talked about the Catchmores and groups such as theirs. I don't see them as just groups, I see them as partners. Individuals who are on the front line, breaking cycles of violence and addressing its root causes. Right, Adrian? From food insecurity and job training, to education, to mental health, to my favorite, conflict resolution. I think we all need a little bit of that. This allows for greater coordination with other agencies, resulting in even a stronger impact. We also will continue to invest just under $1 million annually in our youth programs to include Friday Night Nets, but also that youth career program. So we're creating these safe spaces, but also creating the pipeline to high employment opportunities. These programs offer our teens positive destinations, places to learn and grow, instead of being drawn into risky situations. So as I close, my ask of this community remains the same. Keep building forward with us. Continue to strengthen these partnerships, uplift our youth and young adults, and support the vital work of our officers, detectives, and community organizations. Together, we are proving that public safety is not a one-time achievement. It is not an up or down spike. It is longitudinal in how we address it. It is something that we can and will sustain year after year so that every resident in Newport News can feel safe, supported, and proud to call this place home. Thank you so much.
Before we take a few questions, I just want to let you know that the presentation is on our website, and you can pull it off of there at any time, and I'll send out a release when we're done as well, so you have all that information, and it has been live streamed on our Facebook page. So now we'll take a few questions.
And we'll split the questions. So we'll have, I'll be up here, I'll take a few, then Chief, and then Alan, who can talk more about the programming and the amazing city administration. So I'll start, then Chief, and then Alan. Tell me where. Okay.
We're talking about crime being down 13%. Do we have any context with that? Any numbers from last year compared to this year that you can share with us?
Yeah, I think that was slide number 7, but that's the overall violence. I think what we're most proud is that there's been a reduction of the homicide rate last year, and it continues to remain the same. So we'll get you those slides.
Thank you.
Yep. I'm good with that. We'll let Chief go, and then we'll let Alan go. Thanks.
Did anybody have any questions? Oh, I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
I just wanted
Pete.
to ask about the deployment of the flock cameras and how much of a role have those played in this reduction? I know that you've increased the
Yeah.
number in the last couple of years, so.
Well, yeah, I would, no, that's a great point. I think that ties into technology. That stuff's expensive. But I think this department, our city, is very, very progressive in bringing in new technology, how it works together. I think it has been huge in our clearance rates. Before you were responding to a crime scene, now we're responding to a crime scene in our real-time crime center up in the second floor. Connects all of those softwares together, not just Flock. It's the Fuchsia's cameras that we have throughout our city that link together. It's cameras we have the ability to adapt into, whether it's individuals that have Ring cameras at home that share that collective footage with us. But technology in itself has proven so beneficial. And we continue to look at how do we have different integration work together. It is a huge benefit for us. It helps us in our convictions rates in our courtrooms. It helps us respond to crime better, faster, and also safer for our community and for the officers. One of the things we always battle in law enforcement is perception, right? So one of the reasons we wanted to share these numbers is I want people to feel safe in our city, and I hope these numbers, I get that we've seen some great reductions, but I also want people to know that we're still continuing striving, and investment in technology and training in partnership with the community plays a huge role in all of that collectively. Did that answer your question? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, so last September, there was a 15-year-old who was shot and killed, and we've done a lot of reporting on the story, but we wanted to know, have you guys gotten closer to making an arrest? School's around the corner.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Wanted to see that there's not a repeat of this. What can you tell us?
Yeah, so the last arrest we had, there were two individuals that were involved in a homicide that occurred up on J. Clyde Morris inside of a business. We had arrested one fairly quickly. The second had fled out of state. Our fugitive guys are in the room here. They worked with our partnership with U.S. Marshals and the state police there to bring that other individual. None of those cases ever stopped until there's closure. I can tell you that on the shootings that you're talking about last year, there was movement in all. There was some good information coming from another, again, bringing an individual from another state that fled after committing one of those incidents. I just don't want to put too much out here to jeopardize the case. But of the three we had, one is going to be solved very, very quickly. We just got to get that individual back, and the other two they continue to make progress on. None of those cases sit. They're all assigned detectives and stay on it, and I usually get briefed every Thursday or every Monday on the update of those cases. That's a great point. School is right around the corner, absolutely. Monday, matter of fact, we're setting as collectively as a command staff and what is our first week going to look like, and our partnership with the schools is phenomenal. Have a great relationship with Dr. Talking about walking some kids to school, being in escorts and some stuff like that. It's going to be a great. I call it opening day like baseball, but it's first day of school. But for me, it's like opening day.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's a great point.
And then we'll let see if there's any questions about city programming, initiatives, etc. The city manager can field those. If not, we're good. If not, you can close.
First of all, I would like to acknowledge the city's increasing stance as it relates to both recognizing the importance of prevention-based programs and having the trust and the faith with this city administration to develop appropriate prevention-based programming. I think that this community, along with many others, particularly for the city of Newport-News a number of years ago, certainly recognize that the men and women of the Newport-News Police Department can't take on all the challenges of this community and still do the day-to-day important work of policing, right? They need help and they need assistance, but more importantly, they need appropriately developed and staffed programs to take some of the burden off of their back that they see every single day as they have conversations with people in the community. So they already have a heavy lift. The question has been, how can we partner, how can we create better partnerships with the police department and our public safety officials to bring them a wide array of other programming activities and resources so that we can continue to build trust in the community and our citizenry will have the faith and confidence not only in city government, but the men and women that they see out in the field every single day, whether that's the police department or the fire department. So having said that, we've developed and funded a number of programs over the last 5+ years, particularly during some of the work that I've been attached to with the city of Newport-News. Prior to coming to this press conference, I was attending the graduation program for the Youth Career Program. So the Youth Career Program this year recognized about 125 young men and women who had the pleasure of a work experience this summer with someone who was attached to them, that person being a youth career coach, and someone who really truly cared for them while they were engaged in on-the-job workforce training for approximately 8 weeks over the course of the summer. And we provided a stipend for those young people so that not only did they get a workforce experience and a quality experience, but they received the support and the financial incentive to encourage them to think about important youth career opportunities and programs well beyond their experiences in high school. So it is that kind of example, along with the comments that you've heard about Friday Night Nets, that gets the community engaged in coming up with more comprehensive kinds of solutions to the very vexing problems that we see in public safety. It's not just the job of the police department or the fire department or the sheriff's department. It's incumbent upon us to figure out how we build out the collaboration and build out the continuum of programs that really take the community to a greater place. So I just want to thank my council, thank all of you who are in this room today. It's a true testament to how effective this programming has been over the last several years. Thank you.
I think that's the perfect thing to say. I think we're done. Thanks all. We appreciate it.